Reimagining the future of L&D for senior leader. And for the same, I would like to introduce the speaker. Mr. John Kallelil is the founder and CEO of XED. He understands that we live in a complex world full of paradoxes and contradictions. In a world marked by information overload and digital overkill, clarity becomes power. It is with this intent that he founded XED in 2015 to enable individuals and organizations to lead with clarity, order, and purpose. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. John Kallelil, CEO XED?
Am I between them and lunch? Yeah. It becomes very, very difficult for me to speak now, and half of the people have already started leaving. But for those who are staying back, let me try and make this as simple. Limited words, more data. Is that fine? Yeah. It's a lot of pressure on me to deliver something worthwhile. Okay. All right. My name is John. I am the founder CEO for XED. We set up XED around 8 years ago. I am an ISB alumnus. I'm class of 2009, before which I was a banker. I also enjoy alumni benefits from Columbia Business School, New York. We set up XED for custom programs. We are headquartered in Singapore with offices in Mumbai, Abu Dhabi, and New York. Let's start with a quiz. I promise no more words. Okay. All right. Show of hands. Why do we need to reimagine the future of L&D? Or do we need to reimagine the future of L&D? A, business demands change. Show of hands, please. All right, one. Okay. B, new areas of learning, exponential growth strategies, AI, ML, crypto. More people here. And finally, new learning platforms, synchronous, asynchronous, hybrid. Anybody? Anyone, all of the above? All of them. All right. Before I go here, how many of you are working on business transformation? One. That's it. Why are we all here? I thought more of us would be working on some kind of transformation. All right. And you have to take back something from this conversation, right? So going forward, no, the cool thing is not to talk about transformation, but to talk about convergence. This could be something much more apt for what is happening right now. How many of us working for the banking sector? I have to make some conversation, so I'm just banking sector. So I thought much more. This is Mumbai, right? This is the financial capital of. Okay. Any of these sectors? Anybody works with healthcare? I saw Cipla is here, of course. Yeah. All right. I'll give you one example. I could have spoken about any of these examples. Just to make this very, very simple and crisp. Banking sector, we are not talking about, earlier we used to talk about branches, ATMs, relationship managers. Today, what do we talk about? We talk about fintech, crypto, what it means is that industry is converging very, very fast. We work with almost all the banks. We work with Cipla. We work with a lot of organizations. One key question that they ask is, when the customer comes to, let's say, XYZ bank, they are not comparing services with State Bank of India anymore. They are not comparing it with, let's say, HDFC, ICICI Bank. They are comparing it with Swiggy, the speed of service. They're comparing it with Uber. They're comparing it with say, Vodafone. That is the level of convergence that is happening, and which means careers, learning will have to change forever. And this is what I want to speak about. Originally, we had careers wherein we were sitting we were working for someone, that company, and let me know if anybody still works in that kind of an organization. Career one, my house is provided by the company. My children's schools are subsidized. My petrol is subsidized. Anybody works in that company anymore? Many of our parents used to work in those organizations. Anybody? Does this company still exist? Does this career one still exist? It does. I'm just pushing you to answer. It does exist. Where does it exist? Company car, company house, where does it exist? Government, excellent. And some organizations, Tata, if you stay in any of those Taj in the Maldives, those staff, where do they live? They all live in their housing colonies. So this is there. Career 1 is there, but it has long gone. Career 2, you as a career, you are moving across jobs, you are learning new things at an extraordinary pace, the economy is growing. When the economy grows, you will get a jump, you'll get a salary hike, so you keep on learning on the job. That's career 2.0. Career 3.0, that is the career that most of us have seen from, or maybe you guys are younger, 2000 to 2020, till the pandemic. We all became more digital. We did the same work with far more efficiency. Career 4.0, this is, guys, and this is just something that I'm not prepared. Today we are in June 2023. Think of it like we are in 1998 or 1999 and internet has just happened. This is the flux wherein AI has just happened. Now, when this happens, nobody is going to lose any jobs. We are all going to be upskilled into somebody else. We are going to learn at an extraordinary pace, which means the new career is going to be something that we are not going to be commoditized. What is going to happen is that there are some roles only you can do in the organization. That and how many of you are familiar with power skills? Power skills? All right, so remind me, if we don't have even a minute left, I'll show you what is power skills, which means that there are certain roles and certain skills only you can deliver. You add so much value. No AI, no automation can compete with that. All right, you will remind me of power skills. All right, future of L&D, I will give you a framework. What are the greatest challenges of being an HR leader? Just A, digital transformation, emerging tech, is it a challenge? No. B, lack of technical expertise to adopt AI and emerging tech. 3, new normal. No, it seems there's no challenge, almost there. D, reskilling. 4, aftermath of the pandemic, war, recession, inflation, mass layoffs. Trends, quiet quitting, great resignation. No. How many of you are trying to get their employees back to the office? Or are you all working from home right now? You're all going back to office? You're all very, very happy coming back to office? Nice place. No, a lot of traffic. It took me 1 hour from coming from BKC to Andheri East. Yeah. All right. So let's skip this. How many of you are runners, joggers, marathoners? I would expect more people. All right. How many of you, if you are a jogger, how many of you are using smartphones? Almost everyone. Good, great. So I'll give you a framework that smartphones use, okay? When we are developing learning and development, the new techniques, smartphone uses a technique. You have a big goal. I want to be a marathoner. I want to do this race after 1 year. That's a big goal. It has to be challenging enough, and then you have to continuously provide feedback. Yes, smartphones. So there is a smartphone notification on you right now that 50%, half the day is over. You have completed almost 30% of the steps. You have to complete so many steps, right? So use the same framework in your learning and development as well. I just want to, usually we try and look at impact. Everybody, each time I go to meet people, they always ask for a return on investment. It is so easy to talk about outcome based, but the real deal, the real work is on the focusing on the process. Okay, this is some work that I have done with the government of Maharashtra, XED's work. We are partners to the Industries Department, government of Maharashtra. You have seen this in many formats. I'm going to skip this. I'm just showing you that it is not enough to just say, we all are familiar with pre and post. Before we have employees, we say that, hey, what has been your revenue? How many employees? What is the fund raised? And then after the engagement, we say what is the improvement in terms of fundraising, in terms of number of employees, and so on and so forth. But I'm also saying that during the process has to be taken care of. All right, you have seen all this. I'm going to skip this very fast. Just to summarize what I've just said on this, if you don't take anything from this conversation, you will remember the smartphone. Set as a very specific goal. Make it challenging. When you do an L&D, and last thing you want to see is, hey, what are you going to teach me? I have 25 years of experience. I went to IITs 25 years ago. That's the last thing. Make it challenging. Make it complex for your learners. Do not give it to them simple. Give levels of data, levels of complexity, only then it becomes fun for them. Finally, please provide continuous feedback. How many of you provide continuous feedback? And what, can you give an example of what is a feedback that's the kind of feedback that you give? Everybody does it, but nobody's answering. But how do you do that?
So I'm basically from talent acquisition team. So I have to give them a continuous feedback. What better sourcing you can use.
Perfect. That's a sourcing example. Learning example? How many of you do coaching? I'm sure in your organizations you will be running some coaching or the other, right? All right. So coaching is a form of feedback that you give back to your learners, right? Coaching, mentoring, both by external coaches as well as internal. All right. Let me ask you, when was the last time you learned something new? A certification you took 1 month ago? You all took certification 1 month ago. All right. 6 months ago? Nice. 1 year ago? I should see all the hands because now we're still in the pandemic time, right? Everybody was taking certifications. 2 years ago? 3 years ago? How many? Okay, let me ask you a more controversial thing. How many of you changed jobs in the last 3 years? All right, all right. Okay. We have seen this. The idea is, one more question, one more controversial. How many of your CEOs have taken a certification 1 month ago? CEOs? 6 months? See, we are learning professionals, right? By default, we are learning human beings. We are supposed to be learning. It is not surprising that most of us would have completed something or the other. We are learning all the time. Right now, we are learning, right? What about our CEOs? CEOs 3 years. In 3 years, has any of our CEOs picked up learning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do you think there is a disconnect here? Because we work with, by the way, if you ever seen ads of Oxford or Cornell, that's all us. Or Chicago booth, that's all us. And we always ask people, your people have 29 years of experience. Why do they come into a classroom? Why do you think they come into a classroom? Sorry? Right now, they're all going through, we meet CFOs who are not happy being CFOs. They want to be CEOs. We see CHROs who want to be CEOs. We see CEOs of small companies who want to be CEOs of large companies. There is always somebody younger, faster, better, smarter, cheaper in the marketplace. There is immense pressure on everybody to deliver in the boardroom, right? This is why folks come in. I would highly encourage senior leaders to consume learning at an extraordinary pace. Okay, I just want to say something very, very interesting. There is and let me know if you disagree. Learning innovation is diametrically opposite to execution. People who are great executioners do not innovate. Agreed, don't agree, don't know, don't care. Agreed, you agree? So what do we do? Because our organization is built for executioners, right? I'm working for, imagine I work for you. What are you measuring me at the end of the day? We are running appraisals right now. What are you measuring? The numbers I bring, the hard work I put. If I tell you, hey, I've been trying to innovate for the last few months, I don't think so you're going to give me any promotion.
Value addition has to be objective at the end of the day.
So how do I solve this? Which means we are not getting any innovators here. Agree or not? Or are you promoting people based on, hey, look at blue sky thinking, let's give you a promotion. How do I solve this? There are ways to solve this, of course. And the people are solving it. Of course, there are very, very innovative organizations. How do we solve this? Everybody knows this 3-box model? 3-box model, VG's 3-box model. Okay, I'll just give you this framework. This framework is basically saying that your leaders or all of us will have to use this 3-box, which says that 30% of your time, 33% of the time you manage your present, 33% you selectively forget the past, you should forget your past, selectively, and 33% you build for the future. So carve out time. The other way is to let certain kind of people focus on execution. right? Some of us do work for banks, right? Now, asking an auditor to innovate, that's not going to happen, right? If he starts innovating, he'll be in jail, right? That's what an audit is. There is CIPLA over here. There is the guys who are doing hardcore. There is no room for error. No room for error. There is absolutely no way in that role they can innovate. So you carve out certain people will do only execution, and then you set a set of other people who will focus on innovation. Yeah. I'm going to focus a little bit on implementation now. I do have 5 minutes. So earlier we used to always, and this is something, and there are CHROs in this room, it was hard hitting. Instead of just focusing on jobs, can we look at skill tech? Can we look at building focused skills? Yeah, earlier we used to, because of the commoditizing of jobs, assembly lines. Today, if we can focus on skills, that would be, and this is the new concept on skill tech. Please have a look at it. Please do read about this. If you can ever Google this in the future, please have some visibility on this, which is basically saying, for the last 20 years, I got a chance to work with great CFOs, great CHROs. The best CFOs are not people who are chartered accountants, who are great in accounting. The best CFOs are possibly who can sell better. At the end of it, he is also trying to raise funds, right? The best CHROs are not the people who understand, who only demonstrate empathy and being with the people, but they are also phenomenal recruiters. They're one of the best CHROs that I have met have got great financial acumen, commercial acumen, superior commercial acumen. Nobody can beat that kind of intelligence. Those are the differentiators that you may want to look for. The point I'm saying is that the fact that somebody comes from certain kind of background, that role, please look for the skills and recruit for them, look for them, reward people for these T-shaped skills. Coming back to power skills, this is the power skills I was talking about. Someone told, hey, AI will take our jobs away and all. What AI cannot replicate is these power skills. If you take up anything from this conversation, please note this. AI cannot forgive. AI cannot give you joy. AI cannot empathize. All those things is very crucial to you. People who understand this, they are going to be differentiators. This is going to differentiate people. And my request to you as HR leaders, please try and reward people who have this skill set. Sales is not just about those numbers. It is not about just managing people. It is multiple skill set, influencing, persuasion, and all these power skills. Yeah. Any comments on the power skills? Agree, disagree? Yeah. All right. 2 minutes left. Decoding learning innovation. I'll give you one framework. You are all trying to innovate. And I'll just give a definition so that you can follow a framework like this. You may not want to follow it to the T, but this is just a good definition. One, look at learning it has to be novel. But you don't have to create something. You can pick up something that some other geography is doing, some other company is doing. Second, it has to be useful. Whenever you have learning or do anything, please make it as useful as possible. For usefulness, the definition is DFV framework. Make it desirable. Just because you teach something, it is not desirable. There is enough content available on YouTube. You can pick it up from there. What will differentiate is that you have to make it desirable. How do you make it desirable? One example is, certification online or offline. Yeah, that's one. Second is what? Some celebrity, somebody comes in, some master trainer, somebody who's of great respect will come and teach. So that is the desirability. Second is the tech should exist. If you say that you are going to cover 10,000 people, it's not, it has to, that there should be tech available, and you should be able to roll it out to your people. Finally, it has to create value that the firm can keep. While I did mention celebrity, if you get a Shah Rukh Khan, he did the song and dance, he went away. Is the value kept in the organization? We don't know. And maybe he can create value. What I'm saying is that you will have to create a model, use this model, wherein the value is kept within the firm. Yeah. Finally, there is no point in just educating 30, 40, 50 people, you will have to find a way to scale it. There are 100 ways to scale it. I wish I can talk to you about one of them. Maybe I have 30 seconds. Imagine you do a program, you do any engagement or anything for the top management. You create models around it. If I can create a system wherein all that they have learned is available in an AI platform, and your external employees, all of them can reach out to somebody and say that, hey, I understood commercial acumen in this format, but I want to learn more about, let's say, a Rocky or a return on asset, something like that. Yeah? So how do you do that? So then there is a chat opened up, and this is not a chat bot, by the way. Yeah? This is a chat opens up, and Sunil is available. Sunil is chatting back to you, saying that, hey, this is how you do it. Professor Sunil, I have this question around this. Imagine you can roll it out for 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. That's pretty cool. By the way, Sunil is an artificial intelligence, right? I will be able to, and people are not very, I heard that people are not very thrilled about what AI is doing. But if I can, the only way I can reach 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people is to implement this across the organization. And your extended employees, and your customers. If I can solve that, a lot can be solved. I think so, I've overstayed my welcome. I'll skip to this, and then maybe all right, my name is John. I have with me my colleagues, Varun, Trisha, Sanjay, and Amit. Please do chat up with us at some point of time. Yeah. Thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Come on, everybody, can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. John?